What's going on? It's your main man, Rick the Dawn. Hey, I know you miss me. I miss you too. What's up? Hey, Mafia family, you know what to do. Like the video and raise your main man to the top because when I make it, you make it. When you make it, I make it. That's how it works. But anyway, this episode is brought to you by the Really Hood Podcast. Yeah. All right. So look, will Gina regret not giving Clint a fair chance? Sound off in the comment section. I know how I feel. But the reason why I do these things live is because I'm hoping that somebody is up with me and we'll jump into the comment section and kind of give their perspective. If you haven't already figured it out, you can jump around in this video by going to the description area. But anyway, this episode had a lot to unpack, and I will do my best here. First off, you had to hear about what happened, right? There's a lot of buzz online about Clint and Dominique. There was a kiss shared, and I'm still waiting to figure out where this kiss took place. It looks to me that the kiss took place at their reunion, and the reason I say that is because Clint hair looked way different, and I saw Airris and Jasmine in the background with wide eyes, which makes me believe that the reunion has already been taped and that this kiss was leaked. All right. So if you don't know, if you're just like completely out of the know, there is footage out there or a photograph out there in which Clint and Dominique are kissing. And it's a lot of speculation. But I believe that it happens at the reunion. And I did read something that stated that this is the first time in Married at First Sight history where this has happened, where you've had couples just kind of find their own matches amongst each other. And there's also a little bug out there that Gina and Mackenzie, which is Dominique's ex-husband, there's information out there that Gina and Mackenzie found love together. Now, how crazy is that? Okay, Gina and Mackenzie found love, and then Clint and Dominique found love. What does that imply? To me, what it implies is that these experts are doing a terrible job. Like, they're getting the right people, but they're putting them with the wrong people, right? Because I still, to this day, believe that Airris and Kirsten would make a better couple than Kirsten and Shaq. Now, yes, Kirsten and Shaq are doing well, but they're struggling, obviously. There's some obvious struggles. This episode definitely points that out. And I believe, truly, that both Airris and Kirsten would be just roaring. How do you say roaring? Forget it. They'll be doing very well right now, in the same vein as Chris and Nicole, right? But nevertheless, I digress. Okay. But anyway, I do believe that Gina. Well, actually, let me go back. I'm going to say I do not believe that Gina will have any regrets because Gina has a particular mindset that once she's made a decision, she doesn't doubt it. And I don't know what it is. Clint is a good guy. Gina is a good girl, and I think that they are just incompatible. They're just not for each other. That's it. You know, I don't think Clint is a bad person. I don't think Gina is a bad person. I just think that it's really clear. They're not meant to be with each other. They're just not compatible. In this episode, I saw several instances where Gina is having the time of her life. She's laughing. She's enjoying her time. She's enjoying herself. But the fact of the matter remains, she's not physically attracted to Clint. And you know, this show tries to make us believe that physical attraction is not as important as it is. When me and you both know that physical attraction is like 70% of a relationship. 70%. Physical attraction is 70% of a relationship success. If a person is physically attracted to another person, they'll stay with that person even when things are bad. We've seen it before. You have friends and family members that have done that. Okay. So if there's no physical attraction, then 70% of that relationship is doomed. That's my personal opinion. And in this situation, you got two people who seem to be great friends. They have great chemistry, but the physical attraction outweighs all of that. So I don't believe that she's going to regret anything for the simple reason that she just can't get herself running, her motor running for Clint. All right, but what I am happy about is that Dominique was able to find love, that Clint was able to find love, because it's very apparent. Now, if you think about it, it all makes sense. Dominique, from the beginning, stated that she wanted someone older, Clint. She wanted somebody who was mature. Oh, Clint. She wanted somebody that seemed to be pretty stable and established. That was her biggest issue with Mackenzie, because he was living in somebody's basement, which is very. Look, I'm not giving Mackenzie any passes on living in somebody's basement. Period. Sorry. I'm sorry. You can hate me for it. I'm just not giving him any passes for that. That's unexcusable for a grown man to live in somebody else's basement. Unexcusable. Unexcusable. Unless there's been some kind of tragedy, like you had a hurricane in your town and you don't have any reprieve. This is the only choice you have. But if you're a businessman, as Mackenzie states that he's like in the marijuana industry and all this stuff and all that, he should have at the bare minimum an apartment. That's my opinion on that. So anyway, I am happy that both Clint and Dominique found love. And again, I've heard that Gina and Mackenzie have also started dating. Now that's strange to me. That's strange to me. All right, I don't get that. I don't get that. But I'm just happy overall. What do you think? Do you think Gina will regret not having given Clint a real chance? That's what I would like to know from you. Okay. All right. Real quick. Let's go through these real quick. Christopher and Nicole. Great episode for them. They are the number one couple this season. Who saw that coming? I know I didn't. I will definitely go out and just say I admit that I did not believe in this couple. If you go back to my episode 1 reaction or episode 0 reaction, what have you, I openly stated that this couple would not make it. I didn't think they had what it took. And more importantly, I believe that Nicole would be too much for this relationship and would ultimately sink it. But hey, I stand corrected. Nicole and Chris have done an amazing job. Chris is still very awkward. He seems to always have that permanent cry face on, but he has the perfect woman that, really complements his emotional side. Like Nicole is the perfect wife for Chris. So while I'm ready to completely say the experts are not experts, they did an amazing job with Chris and Nicole. So I can't necessarily say that. Anyways, a lot of things from this episode where Chris is like wearing a wig, the 80s inspired theme. It was Nicole's birthday. All that stuff happened. And Nicole looks genuinely happy, and I'm happy for her because she has the right guy. She finally has a guy who will appreciate and respect her emotions, and I love it. All right, Airris and Jasmine. Look, I'm just going to put it out there. This was a very, very, very difficult episode to watch for me because I saw so many reasons why the experts put them together. The experts put them together because they made sense on paper. And this episode showed exactly why these two people make so much sense. There were several times in this episode where I looked and said, yo, those people, these two individuals could make it to the very end of life. They have all the chemistry in the world. But again, it goes back to physical chemistry. And the issue is Airris cannot get over some of the things that he just doesn't find attractive about Jasmine. And the saddest part of it all is that Jasmine is incredibly beautiful. She's just not beautiful. She's not his woman. That's the problem. But Jasmine is going to make a man extremely happy out there because they're going to see all the things that Airris can't see. That beautiful smile, that caring, like Jasmine is such a carer. She's so nurturing. That is why Airris is able to behave the way that he's behaving and being so, pointing fingers like I'm not attracted to you. I'm not attracted because Jasmine has created a space for him to be that way. Jasmine is so caring to her lover. She is so respectful to her lover. She's so nurturing that she allows her lover to take advantage of her. That's the spirit and heart of who Jasmine is. Because Airris's behaviors wouldn't work for every woman. Like, imagine if Airris was dating Gina. Like, half of the things he's doing and saying would not be tolerated because, credit to Gina, she just wouldn't accept it. But because Jasmine is so loving and accepting, she has given the floor and the red carpet for Airris to completely show out and act as if she's not as good as she is. So that's the part that sucks. But the great news is whoever Jasmine's husband is going to see all of this. And he's going to say, that woman is for me. And that's all it takes is for the right man to see the right person. Or I should say the right person to see the right person. Jasmine will be married within 5 years, and I promise you that she'll be married again. She and Airris will not work. It's just not possible because Airris, and I got all the signals. I was able to read body language this episode. Airris has other love interests. He has another woman that's blocking whatever he's trying to do with Jasmine. You heard him say it himself. Airris admitted to having, sexual intercourse with a woman just prior to getting married. So, and then also you heard that Airris slept with one of Jasmine's friends. So the fact of the matter is this: Airris is already emotionally attached to somebody else, and that is the reason why Airris and Jasmine is not working. It has nothing to do with physical attraction. Airris has already, soul tied himself to somebody out there, and that is not being talked about. There's some woman on the side who's like, hey, so is that how it is? You're going to sleep with me and then go on a show and get married? Okay, I understand. And Airris is trying to save face with both women. He's trying to be a good husband for her for the cameras, but he's probably texting her off screen. That is what is going on with Airris. Point blank, period. I saw all the signs. The fact that he left the retreat early to go to a work event. No, what he did was he had to separate himself from Jasmine so that he can be free to talk and text as he needed to. And Jasmine also pointed out that he's always on his phone. All right, always on his phone. What do men look at on their phone? Seriously, they look at messages and they look at videos, right? So yeah, he's probably texting another woman right in front of Jasmine. So it's really sad, but I think the good news is, and I'm almost 100% certain about this. I'm 99.999% sure that Jasmine will be married in 5 years. And why? Because some man out there is going to see Jasmine. He's going to realize that she's beautiful, she's accomplished, and that she's nurturing. And that's all it's going to take. It's real simple. All right. We talked about this couple just a little bit, and it's pretty clear. This couple is doomed. There's no reason to even talk about them anymore. They are basically the renewed version of Mackenzie and Mac. All right, did I say Mackenzie and Mac? Mackenzie and Dominique. They're the new version of them. There's no recourse for this couple. They're just going through the motion. There's no way this couple will survive because, as you saw, Clint and Dominique are already involved. And I personally, like I said, I heard that both Gina and Mac are involved as well. So that's it. What is there to talk about? The sad part is, though, watching this episode, I really saw why the experts put them together. They have a great level of chemistry. Gina finds Clint absolutely hilarious. She's constantly laughing at Clint. And Clint is one of the greatest people, man. He's like so down to earth. He doesn't mind embarrassing himself. And that might be what Dominique is so attracted to, the fact that he is mature, he's older, but he can tap into a younger version of himself. And no matter how much Dominique wants to tell us or feed us that she wants a mature relationship, if she wants a mature man, first off, number one, Dominique is not mature. That's a fact. She's not a mature individual. She's a full 25 individual. She's 25 in heart and soul. But the fact that, and I think what attracts her to Clint is the fact that he's old in number, but he also has the ability to tame himself and drop his age or at least act as if he's like 19 years old. Like he has that youthful fire. And no doubt Dominique is picking up. That's present tense, but it's already happened. No doubt Dominique had picked up on that. She was able to pick up on the fact that Clint has this youthful fire and flame. And I'm pretty sure that is what attracted her to him. But make no mistake about it. There's no way that this couple is going to say yes on decision day. We don't even need to play around with that. All right. This couple here, Shaq and Kirsten, this couple has always been very, very difficult to read. And nothing really changed this episode. there's a lot of conflict between Shaq and Kirsten. And I believe it's because Kirsten is very, very alpha. She's an alpha female. And I believe that Shaquille is a sigma male or beta. What do they call it? A beta male. I think that's the issue. She's an alpha female. He's a beta male. And that dynamic is playing out in front of us. She's a new age woman. And I believe that women nowadays, they're on a different course. We are long gone from the days where women was comfortable playing second fiddle in the kitchen, cooking, taking care of the kids. We are in a new day and age where women are very ambitious. And man, Shaquille is caught in the hurricane of that, because I believe Kirsten is a very, very alpha female, if I might say so. However, I believe that they're going to make this work. They're going to make this work because Shaquille is very easy to work with, and Kirsten has surprised me with how intelligent she is. And I don't mean that to be disrespectful at all. I thought she was, I always give everyone a benefit of a doubt. Like, okay, you're at least you have the ability to use common sense. But Kirsten is really, really intelligent. Like, she has the ability, and the reason I say this is because she has the ability to modify herself. If you look at the Kirsten from episode 1 and the Kirsten from this episode, she is going through a great metamorphosis. And a person who can reevaluate themselves and edit their behaviors, that is a person that I would say is pretty intelligent. They have the ability to look at themselves critically and say, wait a minute, this is wrong, that is wrong. How many times has Kirsten changed herself, changed her behaviors in order to make Shaquille comfortable? So she's malleable. She's somebody who has the ability to change and fluctuate and edit her own behaviors and conducts. So I'm really, really happy with that. And it tells me that she looks at herself critically. And you wouldn't be able to tell that based off of how she looks. You wouldn't be able to tell that based off some of the things she says, but she does it. And I know that because she's done a lot to make Shaq feel more comfortable. I didn't see that as a possibility at some point in the season. Now, there was a point that I want to talk about real quick where Shaq was saying that, in the beginning, Kirsten wasn't giving him a chance. And then apparently at some point, she's attracted to him now. And now he's feeling like, hey, I've been trying to, make it work since day one. And now I'm tired. And I'm going to call a spade a spade. Shaq needs to grow a pair. Because that's bull crap, man. Like, when a woman like Kirsten finally arrives to where she's trying to get, or where you wanted her to get to, don't then criticize her and say, hey, I've been trying since day one. Okay, that's apparent. So what? You've been trying since day one. She wasn't quite there. But give her credit for getting there, because you could have a situation like Gina where she wasn't there in the beginning and she'll never be there. But Kirsten faked it until she made it. Like, at one point in this episode, I saw Kirsten pretty much faking her love for Shaq because she wasn't really there on wedding day. But now look at her. She's even convinced herself so much that Shaquille feels confident in himself to state that, you wasn't there in the beginning and now you are and now I'm not. She's given Shaq she's nurtured Shaq so much so that now he feels confident enough to say, well, I don't really like the way you was treating me in the beginning. But hold on, Shaq. And I know. Kirsten is a beautiful woman, both inside and out. I love the person that she is on the inside. I like the person she is on the inside. Let me be honest. I like I love the person she is on the outside, though. But anyway, the point is I'm off topic. I like what she has become. She's changed herself. And it's like, Shaq, pause a little bit, bro. Because if you let Kirsten go, let me just put it out there. You will never find another woman like that again. Now, don't get me wrong. You might find a woman that's nurturing and all that kind of stuff, but a woman like that, never date one of those again. So my thing is this, bro. If she has come around to finally giving you respect, finally listen to what you're saying, finally giving you your sexual, your conjugal rights, finally listening to you, finally trying to make things work for you in your favor, you might want to be humble and sit down, please. Okay, sit down, my man. Hey, take it from me. Sit down, bro. You ain't be like, look. If not for the experts, you wouldn't have that one. I'm not saying you couldn't get a beautiful woman. I ain't saying that because I know you got game, but you wouldn't have that one though. And now that you have it, don't rev up your engines too much. Just relax a little bit, big dog. All right, so that's what I have to say about that. I think that it's pretty clear from this point where everybody's going. You know, usually you have to watch the last episode to figure out what's going to happen. But I'm gonna tell you right now. Obviously, McKinley and Dominique, not going to happen. Christopher and Nicole, yes. Airris and Jasmine, no. Clint and Gina, no. Shaquille and Kirsten, yes. That's it. Spoiler alert. You don't have to watch the last episode. That's pretty much it. And I didn't look at any blogs that tell you what happens. It's pretty obvious. This is one of the few seasons that I don't have to watch the last episode to figure it out. It's pretty clear. But anyway, that is my take on every couple. I hope you enjoyed it. Mafia family, you know what to do. Give your man a like, and I really appreciate it. And I will see you next week. Stay safe out there. Peace.